Good morning, I'm S. Renee Smith. Welcome to SHRM 19 Annual Conference and Exposition in Las Vegas, Nevada. For the next 4 days, we'll be broadcasting from the SHRM studio here at the Las Vegas Convention Center, focusing on pressing issues impacting the world of work. We're excited to introduce, for the first time ever, SHRM Studio. Join us as we bring you unique perspectives you can't find anywhere else, such as exclusive interviews, panel discussions, and podcasts featuring professionals from some of the world's largest companies. The theme of this year's conference is creating better workplaces. We believe that work can be the place where positive change begins and flows into the world. The work you do each and every day matters. Your contributions can have a powerful impact on your local community, society, and the world. As the voice of all things work, workers, and the workplace, we're giving you a chance to hear from experts in the HR space. We want to make sure you have the tools you need to make a monumental impact. We have some big names coming up today to kick off the conference. Here are some of the highlights to look for. Kathleen Elzig will stop by to talk about the Global Apprenticeship Network and the importance of promoting lifelong learning in the workplace. Steve Brown, Vice President of Human Resources for La Rosa Incorporated, will join Tony Lee on the All Things Work podcast to talk about his new book, HR on Purpose. SHRM Corporate Secretary and Chief of Staff Emily M. Dickens will sit down with Commissioner Victoria Lipnick of the U.S. EEOC. Jonathan Berry, Acting Assistant Secretary for Policy for the U.S. Department of Labor, and Scott Stomp, Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Department of Education, for a mega session. We'll get a firsthand account of how public policies are impacting the workplace. Executive Director of Dave's Killer Bread, Jean-Viet Martin, Deputy CEO of Made Transitional Service, Tariq Green, and Dr. Woody Woodward will all take part in the Getting Talent Back to Work panel discussion. On the main stage, SHRM CEO Johnny C. Taylor Jr. will be joined by Emmy award-winning TV host, best-selling author, and entrepreneur Martha Stewart for an interview about her overwhelming successes, resiliency in her career, and second chances. Martha will also talk about how she embraces diversity and inclusion throughout her company. And finally, to close things out, Jen Lim, CEO and Chief Happiness Officer of Delivering Happiness, will stop by to talk about how happiness as a business model equals profit, passion, and purpose. We have so much in store for you over the next few days, and you're not going to want to miss a minute of it. If you weren't able to join us live, be sure to join us on social media for live updates, videos, and conference highlights. I'm S. Renee Smith. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us, and enjoy the show. Good morning and welcome everyone to day 2 of SHRM 19 Annual Conference and Exposition in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm S. Renee Smith. Yesterday we kicked things off with a bang with our CEO Johnny C. Taylor Jr. interviewed the one and only Martha Stewart for our first general session of this year's conference. Their conversation set the stage for the power-packed days to come. We also unveiled workplace convos and coffee to the public. With this new initiative, we're encouraging employers and employees to sit down together and have vital and sometimes difficult conversations in order to create a better workplace. To learn more, visit talkworkcultures.com or visit @talkworkculture on Twitter to learn how you can start the conversation today. We have more big names coming up, so make sure you stay tuned. This morning, LinkedIn's John Jerson and Microsoft Joe Whittinghill will join us for a roundtable discussion on workplace development and the skills gap. And you don't want to miss our general session today. SHRM President and CEO Johnny C. Taylor will present his opening keynote in the general session called Better Workplaces Hold a Place for All. After that, renowned author, researcher, and speaker Brene Brown will share her findings on the importance of daring leadership and why curiosity and confidence are at the heart of brave work and tough conversations. Then join President and CEO of Legacy Business Cultures, Paul Mashenko, for a discussion about employee engagement and reshaping the perception of HR. Next up, we'll have the Executive Director of the SHRM Foundation, Wendy Safstrom, who will discuss the Foundation's effort to empower HR professionals as a social force and the success of our Veterans at Work program. This afternoon, Richard Ramsey and Frank Spencer of Kedge will stop by for their session's Hot Takes. Chip Connolly of Airbnb will follow with a discussion about the making of a modern elder. Later, join us for a live roundtable discussion on technology, employee engagement, and business development, where we'll be joined by Amy Cappelletti-Wolf of Symantec. And finally, we'll speak with author, public speaker, and prison reform activist Alice Marie Johnson. We'll hear her incredible story and talk more about getting talent back to work. If you miss any of our SHRM Studio programs live, you can watch them later in the day on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. I'm S. Renee Smith. See you tomorrow. Good morning and welcome. I'm S. Renee Smith. Day 3 is officially underway at SHRM 19 Annual Conference and Exposition. Yesterday, Brene Brown took the stage at her general session with a powerful speech about the importance of daring leadership and having tough conversations. We're gearing up for another jam-packed day. Here's what you can look forward to. To kick things off this morning, Dr. Woody Woodward will host a roundtable discussion about workplace convos and coffee featuring Powers to Fly, Catherine Zaleski, and Aramark's Jamil Rush. In today's general session, founder chairman of Sam Park Foundation, Vineet Nayar, will take the stage to share with us his team's exciting journey implementing the Employee First philosophy. It involves creating a culture of trust, tying back to our own conference theme of creating better workplaces. You don't want to miss his candid firsthand account. He'll join us again later in the SHRM studio to share with us hot takes from his session. Later in the day, we'll talk to Greg Vines from the International Labor Organization in Geneva. He's going to discuss the recently released Future of the Work report and how he believes it will impact companies throughout the world. How does your workplace compare with others on a global scale? Remember, if you miss any of these shows live, you'll have the chance to see the replays later in the day on social media. Tune into the SHRM studio all throughout the conference. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And if you're not already a SHRM member, what are you waiting for? I've joined over 300,000 professionals from around the world who rely on SHRM for their thought leadership and solutions. Will you join me? You'll get the benefits like access to valuable resources, free webcasts, subscriptions to HR Magazine, which I absolutely love, and e-newsletters, member support, and so much more. Additionally, you'll have access to thousands of tools to do your job more effectively. All these tools and important information at your disposal. Head over to shrm.org and become a member today. I'm S. Renee. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the conference. Hello and welcome everyone to the fourth and final day of the SHRM 19 Annual Conference and Exposition. I'm S. Renee. We are having an amazing time at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and we hope that you're enjoying the experience. If you tuned into SHRM Studio yesterday, you heard us talk about getting talent back to work. This critical initiative is intended to end outdated, non-inclusive hiring practices. Hundreds of thousands of people are released from prison each year. They face an uphill battle finding work, and they need our help. We're asking you to visit gettingtalentbacktowork.org and take the pledge to give opportunities to qualified individuals with criminal records. I believe in people, and I believe in this initiative. I've added my name to the growing list of people who believe in this work too. While there, you'll find resources to help you make a difference. Now let's take a look at some of the final events here at the conference. Blake McCoskey, founder and chief shoe giver of TOMS, will close out the general session today. He'll take us behind the scenes and show us how TOMS works and offer some counterintuitive ideas to approach your business. Later, he'll stop by the SHRM studio to give his hot takes from the session. Throughout our final day here, our own Callie Zippel will record the Honest HR podcast here at the SHRM studio. She'll be speaking with Wendy Daly and John Thurman, who host the HR Social Hour half-hour podcast. If you haven't had a chance to check out the podcast yet, now's a great time. Head over to shrm.org to listen and catch up on previous episodes. Stay tuned to SHRM Studio throughout the rest of the conference. You can also watch on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We want to thank you for joining us throughout our time here in Las Vegas, but it's not over yet. Enjoy the rest of SHRM 19 conference. I'm S. Renee.